Hello and welcome to Thunderbird Stadium. This is the second matinee of the season for the WFC2 as they take on Rio Grande Valley FC Toros today. Michael, who would be somebody you would watch for the WFC2 who's in good goal scoring form coming in after the U20 World Cup for New Zealand?
Yeah, Mayer Bevan is a guy I feel that he's wanting to build on what he did in the last home game. He scored the goal, he got that sort of big relief off his back, spoke to him after the game, and he was so glad to want to do that, and now he wants to kind of build on. So he's the guy that you look for the Whitecaps to get the goals coming from this afternoon.
One guy that will try and stop him today, a man that the Whitecaps too will know well, Marco Carducci will start in goal today for the Toros, the visiting team.
Yeah, very well known guy to this Whitecaps team. He's been with the Whitecaps since he was 15, played the last 2 seasons in WFC2, has now moved on to pastures new, sharing the goalkeeping duties with 2 other goalkeepers this season, but this will be his 5th start in a row for Carducci today, and he's going to want to really put in a good performance against his old side.
Myself and Michael have the call starting at 12 p.m. It's the Rio Grande Valley FC Toros against the Whitecaps FC2 here from Thunderbird Stadium.
We stand on guard for thee.
Well, hello and welcome to Thunderbird Stadium. It is Vancouver Whitecaps FC2 taking on Rio Grande Valley FC Toros tonight, this afternoon. Second matinee game for WFC2 this season. We'll go over lineups in just a couple minutes here. Myself, Gideon Hill, Michael McCall will have the call for you between these 2 teams. It's their second meeting overall the past 2 seasons, as they only played once last year. It was Rio Grande's first year in USL. Whitecaps 2 bring in a lot of camps as we have the lineup going on here. Marco Carducci starts his 5th straight in goal for the visitors, Rio Grande. New center back, I should say, Justin Billia starts, the signing from New York Red Bulls FC2. Jose Escalante and Todd Wharton, the captain in the midfield, in a 4-2-3-1. Joe Holland, the draft pick this year, is an attacking midfielder, and as well Kyle Murphy starts up top for the Toros visiting from Rio Grande.
Whitecaps starting lineup, they're lining up in a 4-3-3 formation. Sean Melvin gets his 7th start of the season in goal. Cole Seiler at right back. Centre-back pairing of Dominic Zater and Francis De Vries. Declan Wynn, another Kiwi on the left side of defence. Midfield 3 of Thomas Gardner on the right, David Norman Jr. through the middle, and Marco Bustos on the left-hand side. Leading the attacks, Mayer Bevan with Caden Chung to his right and Tern Campbell to the left.
Very attacking lineup tonight for this afternoon, I should say, for WFC2. Marco Bustos playing out wide as he usually do. There's a head coach of Rio Grande, Othonio Gonzalez, or Junior Gonzalez as he likes a little better, and looking to lead his team tonight after a rough loss in Portland on Saturday, the bottom dollar Timbers 2. And there is Rich Fagan, the head coach for the WFC2, the home team today, in a blustery day, a humid one as well down on the field, but we've been struggling to keep our notes together for this game tonight. So
yeah, very warm down at pitch level. In the stands, cool. There's a strong wind blowing, and it's going to be interesting to see how that impacts the game. Just now, it looks like the wind is blowing as you're watching the screen from right to left, which is going to be the way that the Whitecaps are kicking off today. So they're going to have the wind in their favour in this first half. Can they do anything with it?
The Whitecaps wearing their traditional white and blue kit. The Toros in their orange-black kit with a bit of white stripe mixed in there. The goalkeeper, Marco Carducci, is wearing his traditional green, neon green goalkeeper jersey, as a lot of goalkeepers tend to do in the bright sun. Just waiting for kickoff here. Mayer Bevan, the recently returned from U20 duty. Underway here. Juan Marquez is the man in the middle for WFC2 this afternoon here from Thunderbird Stadium. As Declan Wynn gets the ball for WFC2 to his fellow countryman Francis DeVries. He'll try and play it forward to Myra Bevan. And headed away early on by Rob Sagel, the center back for the Toros.
3 Kiwis in the starting lineup for Whitecaps 2 today. And both these teams keen to get back to winning ways. Rio Grande winless in their last 5 games. Whitecaps 2 winless now in 8 games. 3 draws for Vancouver Whitecaps in that run. Both teams sitting out of the playoff places in the West just now. Rio Grande in 12th, 1 point ahead, or 1 place ahead of the Whitecaps, and 4 points between the teams. And you have to feel today, Gideon, that both these teams are needing the win to get themselves back in the playoff mix as the season comes down to an exciting close.
Yeah, just over a month left in the season for USL. It's been a touch and go kind of season for WFC2. Justin Billia, we mentioned before the game, was actually announced as a signing for Rio Grande about an hour before kickoff, so he's in lineup tonight. Declan Wynn loses header to Victor Garza, the number 3 for Rio Grande, and kicked towards halfway, settled down by Rob Sagel. And played all the way back to the keeper by Kai Green, the right back tonight. Here's Carducci, who has been with the Whitecaps previously before joining Rio Grande since he was 15. Into midfield. Early touch there for Rio Grande's Escalante. Todd Wharton, the captain. As Kai Green to his right, he'll play in Billia, and he's bundled over for nothing given from the referees. David Norman Jr., tall standout midfield for WFC2, signed for the residency last year.
I have to think a lot of the play is going to go through David Norman today. He's really come onto his game in the last couple of weeks, and he's leading the team with a system too. Watch for everything to kind of go through the middle through him, and try and find Bustos outside of him to try and get some things going up the wing as well.
Interesting, right now WFC2 are in a 4-3-3, but it looks like Bustos is the point of that 3 in midfield, as he will drift back as well to help Thomas Gardner and David Norman out with defensive responsibilities. Karen Campbell plays it all the way back to Dominic Zader, then to Francis DeVries. He wears a captain's armband in a bit of trouble, plays out wide left for Declan Wynn. Wynn, nice left-footed ball over the top. Bustos chasing onto it, and Sagel has to head away early on. Kai Green off of Declan Wynn, who leads the Whitecaps 2 in crosses with 48. Recently returned from Confederations Cup duty with New Zealand, started 2 of those games. Fortunately didn't get to play against Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal, but he had a good 2 games against Russia and Mexico. Here's Kai Green. Give and go there, and he'll bring it back. A nice little pullback move on Karen Campbell. Here's Warden. Back to Kai Green. A lot of movement early on by this Toros team. AJ Kastner gives it to Kai Green, who again gives it back to the center back, Rob Sagel.
And both these teams have found it difficult to find the back of the net this season. 20 goals from both sides from their 19 games. And a big loss for Rio Grande today is Eric Bird, who was sent off in the last game against Portland. He leads the team in goals and shots and target and just shots in general. And he's going to definitely be a big loss for the Toros this afternoon.
Victor Garza works in. Eric Bird pretty much leads this Toros team in every offensive category. Shots and yellow cards and red cards, as this one played. It's halfway, and Myra Bevan will have to hold up the left footer to David Norman, another left-footed player in this Whitecaps 2 team. Dominic Zader. Cole Seiler, normally a center back. He's played there for the Whitecaps this season in Canadian Championship. Ball pass deflected to David Norman, who gives it away right to the foot of Victor Garza. Garza, nice move on Norman, and again past Caden Chung. Ball rolls infield to AJ Castor, but it's a foul. And it'll be a free kick about 25 yards out. Sean Melvin's goal is the keeper in net for WFC2. He and Spencer Ritchie have done a good job of being a good 1-2 punch this year for WFC2, with Ritchie getting called up once for the big team.
Melvin's had a really good season so far. This is his 7th start, and he's really come into his own this year. He's a guy that came through the Whitecaps residency system before heading off to college. Back now, pushing for a contract with the first team as well, and he's definitely done well this season to show that he merits a look at this level, and he's going to certainly get tested here, you feel.
Jose Escalante is standing over the free kick, along with Joe Holland, the 10th pick in this past year's Super Draft. Escalante, the left footer, leaves it for Holland. Right-footed free kick off the head of AJ Kastner and kicked away by Cole Seiler. Up there, Seiler with the header down. Gave it away right to the foot. Taylor Hunter, I should say. Also, Bustos will get the ball and he'll play it out of play as he just about ran into the bench. Junior Gonzalez already showing things to his Toros team in that bright orange jersey here in the Vancouver sun.
And you can just see from that last attack there, the ball certainly held up in the wind as the free kick came in and then the follow-up as well. So it's going to be tough playing up to that end of the pitch. The Whitecaps really need to take advantage of that in the first half. Get the wind at the back, get some shots in on Carducci and see what they can get.
We did talk about Meyer Bevan, how he's going to need to pick up the goal-scoring slack with Kyle Gregg now loaned out to FC Cincinnati for the rest of the year. What do you think Marco Bustos will have to do with Meyer Bevan to try and create goals for WFC2? Is it going to be a lot of speed factor, more play through the middle for WFC2?
Well, Bevan in his short time here so far, he's shown that he's got a lot of skills in his locker. He's good with his head, he's good with the ball at his feet. I think you really just have to try and get the ball to him at the box, and they're trying to do that just now, trying to find him going forward here.
Bevan with nice control on the ball, plays it to Marco Bustos, good shield. And David Normal will collect the ball for the Whitecaps FC2. Declan win it. Back for Taron Campbell out wide left for the Whitecaps 2. Cuts inside. Big striker, trying to leave it for Declan Wynn. And Wynn does a nice job to shield it away for a throw-in for the Caps. So he'll take it quickly right to Thomas Gardner. And then Gardner to David Norman. He will run a lot of miles for Whitecaps too, but he gives the ball away second time early on for David Norman.
Yeah, this could be a game of giveaways. It's cagey in the opening minutes here. As I said, both teams have struggled to kind of get goals going. They're wanting to end the winless streaks that they're on, so I think they're just kind of sussing each other out, see what happens. Going back to what we were talking earlier about Bevan. Last season, Marco Bustos and Kyle Gregg had a really good partnership, especially in the early going of the USL. Whitecaps went off to a 10-game unbeaten run, and a lot of that was a link-up play between Bustos and Gregg. If the pair of them can get something going in the second half of the season here, the Whitecaps can definitely rise up the table, and they're going to be two key players for the Whitecaps in these last closing weeks.
Here's Francis de Vries, the big New Zealander. He'll play Gardner, who'll go all the way back to Sean Melvin. Melvin trying to earn a first-team contract, hopefully by the end of this year, but with the signing of Stefan Marinovich, doesn't look too good for him right now with Spencer Ritchie ahead of him in the goal-scoring chart, or goalkeeper charts, I should say. Taylor Hunter will play out wide left there, and a nice little move from Jose Escalante, who's dropped from center midfield to wide left so far. A lot of kids camps here, if that's what you're hearing, ambiance in the background, creating a good atmosphere. Justin Billia will get a free kick here. Juan Marquez asked him to step back just a bit. It is really on it in this game, but you'd have to think this is a big matchup for the Whitecaps too. They only played Rio Grande once prior to this, including last year in their first year, but this is a team that the Whitecaps really need to play well against to climb the standings and hopefully into more of a playoff race as they did last year when they went all the way into the semifinals.
I mean, the thing is, although the Caps right now, they are on an 8-game winless run, 3 draws in that, they've been playing well, and the game of the weekend, they were unfortunate to go down to Orange County. They had the most of that game, and that's been the story of a lot of the season so far. They've played well. They've never been on the end of a hammering. There's just a couple of goal defeats in it. A lot of one-goal games as well, and they just need to work on turning their possession into better chances and finishing. I mean, that's the key, and that's what they're hoping to see from Bevan. There's something that you're going to get with a young Whitecaps side. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to kind of get things going, find them sort of some composure in the middle, and it's a learning season for them.
Taron Campbell settles that one nicely down for WFC2 to Marco Bustos. To David Norman, he's got a bit of space here on his left foot, found it in Meyer Bevan. Nice little dummy there to Declan Wynn, plays in a cross right down, the header is up, and a nice save from Marco Carducci. Maybe not the guy you wanted to end on the end of that ball with Thomas Gardner, but either way, it's a nice save from Carducci. Good bit of possession there as well from WFC2. As you see here, Wynn Crossed it in nicely. Nice leave off as well from Myra Bevan, who had the little dummy there, and a nice cross and win right to the head of Gardner. Well saved by Carducci.
It was Caden Chung with it, the header there. And yeah, I mean, Chung, one of the smallest guys on the bench. You're not expecting him to get in the end of that. But good build-up play there. And a nice little dummy from Bevan to get that going.
Taryn Campbell working down the left side to Declan Wynn. Again, he bombs forward. Nice ball through. Marco Bustos with a shot over the goal. Good movement again from Declan Wynn, who's found himself in acres of space on this left-hand side. 10 minutes gone, and we almost had our first goal of the game here in an afternooner here from Thunderbird Stadium. Nice ball inside as well from Declan Wynn. And Marco Bustos might be counting sheep in his sleep after missing that one there.
Wynn's had a good opening 10 minutes. He's getting a lot of room out here on the left-hand side, and he's been one of their biggest threats going forward so far.
David Norman chasing his man down. And Norman wins the ball very nicely there. Norman, ball in low to Meyer Bevan. Ball is loose. Bevan turns and shoots over the goal. And we talk about Meyer Bevan, what he brings to this team. That was an excellent physical hold-up from him. The ball dropped down to him. He had to turn and shoot on his least favorite right foot, and just about gave WFC2 a lead there early on.
I mean, great hustle by Norman to set up that chance, and Bevan's going to feel he should have put that away. Did well to turn and get that shot off in the box, and he's going to be disappointed with that one. But a really nice hustle from Norman to set that move up. Definitely the Whitecaps are in the ascendancy just now, putting a lot of pressure on this Toros defence.
The sun peeking out through the smoke-covered clouds. A lot of smoke from the forest fires here in BC. Nice to see the sun making an appearance. David Norman, nice ball up, headed down by Rob Stajo. Gardner, reverse header to Meyer Bevan. Bevan, a nice little move there. And he turned over as there are 4 Toros in front of him, and he'll chase it down right into the hands of Marco Carducci. The Whitecaps wouldn't be missing right now because they found a gem in Spencer Ritchie in goal for the future, but he was definitely a good depth player for this WFC2 team and a starter as well last year. It's nice to see him playing and starting for another team.
It's a little strange seeing Carducci lining up against the Whitecaps. Signed for the Whitecaps since he was 15 years old. Watched him play in the under-16s for years. Signed a homegrown contract in 2014 with the MLS team. Played some games in the Canadian Championship as well. But it was best for him to move on at this stage of his career. He was needing playing time, and he's hopefully found that here with the Toros. 5th straight start for him.
AJ Castro trying to find Victor Garza with a cross deflected off of the foot of Declan Wynn for first corner of the game for Rio Grande.
And Rio Grande have 3 goalkeepers on the books, and they've been sharing playing time this season. Carducci, though, he seems to have made the starting spot his own, at least for this spell in the summer. And he's going to want to really have a good game today against his former team.
The other 2 goalkeepers on the Rio Grande roster, I should say, Bora Angoitia and Mr. Kala Brown, who is signed by the Dynamo as well. The Houston Dynamo, the MLS, a feeder team for Rio Grande. Kind of handle the football side of things, and Rio Grande, the business side of things.
Referee just having a word with Rio Grande captain Todd Wharton here. Him and Melvin having a real battle on the goal line here as this corner waits to come in.
David Norman trying to shield him off the line. He'll have to do that again.
Just keep an eye on this one.
Corner will be taken by Jose Escalante. He's loaned out, down I should say, for this game from the Dynamo, who will play the Whitecaps on August 19th.
And Wharton just fallen over in the box there under the attention of Norman.
Referee Juan Marquez will keep close eye on that one, handed away by Francis DeVries. Bustos hunting for that ball. Taryn Campbell got there off his foot. And they'll drop down for AJ Castor, who will let it go for a throw in here for the Toros.
Wharton definitely trying to get the referee to pay attention to stuff there, but the referee was having none of that. And went down so easily, just a little push in the back from Norman and just went flying down the box.
And Gardner bundled over his man there. Todd Wharton again, who seems to be getting a lot of attention from this WFC2 side early on. Fans, stay up to date on your latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM FC, channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for updates and times. Declan Wynn will leisurely let that one roll out. 15 minutes gone from Thunderbird, no score. Whitecaps with the main chance so far. That was Marco Bustos, and as well Meyer Bevan had a good chance he put over, but Whitecaps, like we talked about, need to find the ball in the back of the net if they need to find success, especially at home. This is something they need to focus on in the near future for the Whitecaps FC too. Melvin plays himself at a danger with the ball towards half. Taryn Campbell mistouch there, and Kai Green will get a throw in here for the Toros. Joe Holland gets it roll off the foot of Thomas Gardner for another throw. Nice to see lots of young kids here at UBC Thunderbird Stadium, but also some people that are skipping work to watch this game, maybe on the lunch hour. I see a good crowd out here from Thunderbird. Francis DeVries away by Dominic Zader, and Cole Seiler has some space there. On the right-hand side, chased down by Justin Billy. Nice ball through for Meyer Bevan, but Carducci, good read on that ball there. You saw why he was here in Vancouver for so long. And he did nicely there to find Rob Sagel.
Yeah, Seiler trying to set Bevan free there. Cole Seiler playing in the right back position again. They've had a look at him in that position in the last couple of games now. Known more as a centre back, but he can also play in the right hand side, and he did get a couple of minutes with the MLS team last season in that position.
Justin Billy left it for Escalante, nice run forward, and Castro will feed Kai Green. Green lays it through, intercepted by Declan Wynn, and Wynn will play to Taryn Campbell. Might not be the paciest of strikers, but he's sure got the size to play left wing for WFC2.
Yeah, this is what I was feeling was an important season for Taryn Campbell. Hopefully a breakout one. We haven't quite seen it yet. He hasn't been up to some of the levels that we saw when he was playing with the Whitecaps under 18s. But he's had not a bad year so far. You just have to expect a little bit more of him. He's got 2 goals in the year, and he's going to feel that he maybe should have had a couple more with some of the chances that he's had.
U18s and USL is definitely a different ballgame for sure. Kind of a boys to men situation. As Marco Bustos turns it over in the midfield again for WFC2. David Norman right to Taryn Campbell. Campbell wide left to Meyer Bevan. Bevan asking for some help to find Declan Wynn again. The 2 pinching and give and go off the foot of Taryn Campbell again for a throw in for the Toros.
Bevan's been very lively in these opening minutes. He's been to left, to right, through the middle. He's having a fantastic game so far with his movement. Trying to make something happen here for the Whitecaps attack.
I've seen in the past with different strikers across MLS and USL that some strikers, when they give it the ball, they stop running, and Bevan certainly doesn't look like that kind of striker. Moves around when he loses the ball, moves it with the play as well, and looks like a good young striker, and a steal of a signing for the Whitecaps too as the ball's turned over to Joe Holland. Holland finds Murphy out wide right. Murphy with a strike, and he scores, and it's 1-0 for the Toros early on here. 19th minute, Kyle Murphy with a nice shot through the arm of Sean Melvin. I think he'd like to have that one back. Either way, the visitors take the lead here from Thunderbird Stadium. 19 minutes gone, and it's Kyle Murphy, the number 19, for the men in orange and black.
3rd goal of the season for Murphy. Quick break there from the Toros, and yeah, you have to expect Melvin should have done better there. Really should have got down. Just beat him to his right. Good finish, well taken, but Melvin really should have got down and done better there.
It started with a turnover in midfield. Holland stepped up for that one. I believe it was Escalante stepped up and fed Kyle Murphy, did the rest with Bustos, tried to turn on the ball and gave it away, and that's where we stand right now. And unfortunately for WFC2s, they had a good spell possession, moved down this left channel here very well, but gave up the first goal of the game.
It's that old thing, it's like you have to take your chances. The Whitecaps have had the chances early on, the great chance from Bevan. Not been a lot happening up front for the Toros, but they get that one opportunity and they bury it, and it's now 1-0, and Whitecaps forced to chase the game.
Taryn Campbell to David Norman on the left channel for Thomas Gardner, who was bundled over by Green, but referee Juan Marquez keeps the whistle in his pocket. Nice ball to AJ Kastner. Blonde-haired, tall playmaker for this Toros team. Nice step up from David Norman, but deemed to have taken down Kastner, and I think I saw a little bit of a boot there, cleats to the foot by David Norman, but it's hard to tell from where we are up here in Thunderbird, but either way, it's a free kick to the Toros, and another foul committed by the WFC2 as well.
Crunching tackle from Norman there, just getting another look at it here. Went in over the ball. A lucky boy that he didn't make more contact there. Referee is speaking to him just now. Doesn't even look like it's going to be a booking, and Bit of a fortunate situation, I think, for David Norman there.
Judging by what some referees call that if you do two things that are not legal in the eyes of the referee, you will get carded, and that one, in addition to him pushing Wharton over in the penalty box earlier on, or I should say in the penalty area early on when the Toros had a corner, could have been a yellow, but David Norman maybe counting his stars after that one there. Escalante again standing over it with Joe Holland. Good prospect for Houston Dynamo's Jose Escalante as well as Joe Holland, picked 10th overall, as I mentioned, this past year's MLS draft. He and Eric Bird have been the 1-2 punch, but Bird unfortunately suspended for this game after picking up a red card in Portland. Talk about a tough 1-0 or 2-1 loss, I should say, for the Toros to the bottom dwelling Timbers 2. Who've definitely gone downhill this season after a pretty good year last year as well.
That was the Whitecaps' last win so far this season. Back on June 4th, 1-0 win at Providence Park. And they were hopeful that they would get something from this today. Still a long way to go, but going to get tested with a free kick here.
Escalante steps over and a good save from Melvin. You just knew Escalante with that sweet left foot would whip it over the wall, and he did, and it's a nice save from Sean Melvin. Cole Seidler settles it down, restarts for the Whitecaps 2, plays it over top for Taryn Campbell. Nice ball. And again, Kai Green gets there ahead of Taryn Campbell. It's one ball you think Taryn Campbell should win on that left side. Of course, it didn't go his way. And played out by Kai Green. David Norman will throw to Declan Wynn, who such a calm customer in this left back position for the Whitecaps 2. I have to think you might get a call for the Whitecaps in the near future. There are many players that have it left back or don't work out.
They did have a look at him, of course, in the Canadian Championship game. He came on as a substitute in the first leg against Montreal.
He did come into that game, if I can remember correctly, as a left midfielder, so not his natural position, but he can play there as well. He's got a good left foot on him. He's got some pace as well, so nice to see him get a look with the first team.
And he's established himself as well now as a fully fledged member of the New Zealand national team. There have been a few issues over the years with him and whether his eligibility was there. He was born in South Africa. At one point, it forced New Zealand out of the Olympics because he was deemed not to have been eligible, even though he had been approved.
Nice ball through to Caden Chung. Taryn Campbell getting on his horse to try and get there. Chung with the cross to Taryn Campbell. It's in there. Rebound for Bustos, and he scores. Whitecaps equalize on 23 minutes, and it's Marco Bustos. Who else? 6th goal of the season, and Whitecaps 2 equalize.
Just like that, Whitecaps back in the game. Very quick break there. Great work from Caden Chung to break away on the right. Fantastic square ball into the middle for Taryn Campbell. I thought he was going to put this one away, but a great save by Kaduchi making himself big. Rebound fit to Bustos about 12 yards out. Coolly slots it home for his 6th goal of the season. 1-1. Game back on.
We talked about how Taryn Campbell didn't have the best 21 minutes of this game in his career, but he really got on his horse and got on that ball, and it turns out to a goal for Whitecaps 2. Bustos through for Meyer Bevan, he's offside.
Looking for a quick second there, straight from the kickoff, and Whitecaps have their tails up now. That goal's just what they were needed to give them a boost, a bit of an impetus in this game, and I think we should see a little bit of end-to-end action now for the remainder of this half.
6th goal of the season for Marco Bustos, and you talk about how some players, different players, need to step up for WFC2. Well, Marco Bustos is one of them. He's had a good season. That's number 6 on the year for him. But a nice chance for Taryn Campbell, I should say, off the hand of Marco Carducci, and stepping up as Mr. Marco Bustos wasn't going to miss one there, and it's a 1-1 tie so far through 24 minutes from Thunderbird Stadium, an afternooner here in Vancouver.
6 goals for Bustos from his 9th appearance now. He's a guy that's wanting to put some questions in Kyle Robinson's mind. He wants to get himself back in the first team mix. This is the opportunity for him to do it when he's playing in these games. Scored a few penalty goals so far this year, not a lot from open play, but a nice cool finish there. That will give him some confidence to go on and do some more in this game. But I think that the breakaway that we saw at the speed that the Whitecaps took the ball off the right wing there, it's what they need to do for the rest of this half. They want to use both wings, get Wynn going on the left, get Chung going on the right, get those fullbacks to really test this Toros defence and stretch them, and then see what the strikers in the middle can pick up.
Speaking of Declan Wynn, that Wynn took away the ball from Declan Wynn and took it all the way to Marco Carducci. It was unfortunate. It was a nice-looking ball from the young left back for the Caps.
Definitely a wild wind out there today. If you see the flags above the scoreboard, they're really flying wildly, and the corner flags as well. A little bit of a swirling wind as well. Going to make it difficult conditions. At least it's going to cool it down a little bit for the players out there.
Taron Campbell and Marco Bustos off the foot of Kai Green. It'll go all the way back to Rob Sajo. Sajo working on Meyer Bevan. Taron Campbell gets there first to Meyer Bevan, and Campbell a little more physical than he would have liked against Kai Green. It's a foul and a turnover here for Whitecaps 2. Justin Bilia, as I mentioned, was announced before the game, about an hour before the lineups were announced on Twitter, that he was a new signing, joining from Whitecap, or I should say Red Bulls, as he played against the Whitecaps in the CONCACAF Champions League this season. Mostly on loan with New York Red Bulls 2, but he's wears the number 12 on that far left-hand side. You can't see him, he's blonde-haired, and the number 12 in those white cleats. Left back, he was lined up as a center back, but he switched out wide, left with Taylor Hunter before the game for the visiting Toros.
And Bellew did win a USL Cup last season.
Marco Bustos with a nice turn. Left-footed ball to Caden Chung. Talk about how Caden Chung has kind of overgone a position changes here, with Cole Seiler not playing as many minutes with the first team. He's kind of dropped more into, or moved up, I should say, more into a right wing role for this Whitecap side.
It's something we haven't really seen a lot from Chung, but the last couple of games he has been playing a more advanced role, and he's looked good in it as well. As a right back, he's had some mixed performances. He's often targeted. I think a lot of teams see him because of his size, and they think that that's a weak link in the Whitecaps backline. And you saw last season it hasn't been. He's a very good defender. He has been caught out of position a couple of times defensively, though, over the last couple of seasons. And I think it's kind of given him a bit of a new lease of life playing in this more advanced role. And he could be well suited for that.
He does have quite a bit of pace, this Caden Chung, so that's one advantage Rich Fagan could see playing Chung on the upright wing.
Well, it allows him to get into the game offensively and not have to worry as much about his defensive play. Obviously, he still needs to track back and give a little bit of help to Seiler, but it's going to help him kind of build on this attacking flair that he has and use that pace. And we saw it in the goal, and it's really what the Whitecaps need to do, get more of the wing-backs kind of going here. Play an old-fashioned wing-back kind of system.
Flick there from Kyle Murphy, the goal scorer, to Joe Holland, didn't work out, or that's AJ Kastner, pardon me. Yeah, it's nice to have a guy like Cole Seiler in behind you for Caden Chung. He's more of an experienced guy. Came through collegiate ranks and into the first team last year. It's kind of fizzled out this year in regards to playing for the first team. Had some minutes in Amway Canadian Championship. Declan Wynn with a nice move on his man Victor Garza. And he'll feed Dominic Zader. Speaking of fruits of the farm system, Dominic Zader, among 7 Canadians, are in the starting lineup for the Whitecaps. Nice ball to Taron Campbell. He'll try and keep it inside of play there, as well as 4 teenagers in the lineup for WFC2 today. Very young team. One guy that was more of the mainstay in midfield was Ben McKendry. He's now loaned out to FC Edmonton for the rest of the year, as well as Kyle Gregg and Sam Adekube.
It's going to give a lot of these younger guys a chance to show what they've got. Some of them's in their second year now with the USL team, and this is the season that you want to see these guys take a step forward. Kind of put questions in the mind of the first team coaching staff. Do they have what it takes to come to this next level? And in these remaining games of the season, you're looking for guys like Thomas Gardner, David Norman to show what they've got. They've shown it in flashes. Gardner started the season well, maybe has dipped a little bit. David Norman's come on strong in the last couple of weeks as well.
Soccer fan, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Nice day for soccer here in Vancouver as well. As Cole Seiler will get a first touch in there to Thomas Gardner. Eludes the pressure with a nice little touch pass there to Caden Chung, who tried to find Seiler. The ball was a bit behind him, and Joe Holland has a nice ball to AJ Kastner. David Norman, who has been all over the place so far for the Whitecaps too, plays that one out, and it'll be a throw in here for the Toros on the far left-hand side of this beautiful UBC Thunderbird Stadium. AJ Castor to Rob Sajal. Todd Warden, who we haven't heard a lot of in the last 10 or 15 minutes or so after the Whitecaps 2 goal, but stepped up there and found Kai Green. Sajal all the way back to Marco Carducci. And then to Taylor Hunter. I would say it's been a better 15 or so minutes for Whitecaps too. If they had the possession and they allowed Rio Grande to score the goals. It's turnover in midfield here to Escalante. Murphy to his left, he'll find him there. No real options in the middle as DeVries will play it out for a corner kick here for Rio Grande, and that's good defending as well from Francis DeVries.
I mean, Rio Grande getting a bit of the ball. Most of the action has been in their own half, but they've looked very dangerous on the quick breakaways, and you saw another one there. They're breaking forward in numbers, another three-man break there, testing the Whitecaps' defence. DeVries taking the safe option and putting it out, but another corner here for the Toros, and they're going to want to try and do something with this.
Joe Holland standing over for the Toros high into the air, and Taryn Campbell and Cole Seiler both let it go.
Looked like Wharton again was on the goal line with David Norman Jr. So a real battle the two of them have had at all these corners. Wharton keen to make a nuisance of himself in the box in front of the keeper as the ball's coming in.
I was going to say they have two players in the box right now waiting for the ball and the delivery, and Norman bundles over Joe Holland. Again, that's Norman's third foul of the game. He'll get a talking to from Juan Marquez, the referee wearing the blue shirt tonight.
Yeah, I think
that's it. Gets a yellow card for David Norman. Third time was a charm for him. And unfortunately, the Whitecaps too get their first yellow card of the game. It comes in 32nd minute for David Norman Jr.
I was going to say that this might be his last warning, but after those sort of previous fouls, I don't think really the referee was left with any option but to give him the yellow card. Has to go the next hour now on that card, and Norman is a very tough tackling midfielder. It's something I've liked about his game for years, and he's going to really have to watch, especially the battles that he's got with Wharton. Wharton's going to try and use the fact that Norman's on a yellow card now to see if he can get another one.
Escalante, that sweet left foot high into the air, and Melvin gets up and will try and feed a quick attack for Whitecaps too. Marco Bustos working on Victor Garza. Bustos with a nice turn. Garza defending him well. Bustos lifted the ball all the way back to Cole Seiler. Seiler with a high switch. Taryn Campbell lets it go for Declan Wynn. Wynn with a nice touch. Sent away by the foot of Escalante. David Norman. Nice touch from Wynn to Taryn Campbell. Good break here from Whitecaps too, and Campbell's ball is high and over the goal, and Carducci will have another goal kick here. 33 minutes gone. 1-1 so far between these two from UBC Thunderbird Stadium.
It's a nice work by Bustos there to hold the ball up, bring it down, wait for some help. They were a little bit slow getting some help up to him there, and the move kind of broke down. He was forced to go back and play the ball back a little bit. But both teams are looking dangerous when they're getting their quick counters. It's just trying to get a little bit more consistency in attack from Whitecaps. It's something that's plagued them from the last couple of games. They are moving the ball well. They are getting their chances on the edge of the box, but the finish just has not been there.
Sean Melvin will play to Dominic Zader. And again, back to Sean Melvin. Downfield to Caden Chung, heads it away. And put away there nicely by Rob Sajal. Sean Melvin having a very tough time keeping that ball on the ground. That's what the Whitecaps too are trying to do. It seems every long ball or switch they try to do, it's high and away. Cole Seiler, nice ball back to David Norman. Norman plays it through, and Caden Chung was on the end of it. Marco Bustos tried to step up, and it's there for Cole Seiler, who got his man down. That's Escalante, or that's Taylor Hunter, I should say. This is Joe Holland. Seiler trying to recover well. That's when the Toros attack back, and that's Joe Holland. Wide left here for Victor Garza. Plays it through to Justin Bilia. Bilia cross in the middle, and Sean Melvin gets down there. Melvin, a big boy, very tall and athletic. Going back to the Norman conversation we had a couple minutes ago, the struggle with young players is that they're young and energetic and full of energy, and they like to play with the ball, but they also need to keep cooler heads, and that's one thing that you talk about with younger players, especially guys like Norman, who have the skill for sure, but they just don't have the cool heads, and that's one thing that many players have struggled with going from here to up to the first team and into other leagues as well.
Yeah, and David Norman, he's known for his tough tackling. It's something I really like about him. We've seen it as he's come through the residency program. That's just his style of play. There's a couple of guys on the Whitecaps team like that, both the Baldissimo brothers as well. The yellow card that he's just picked up, though, does mean that he's suspended for the next game from yellow card accumulation. My biggest concern, though, is just having to play out this hour in a game which has seen the tackles fly on both teams, and he's going to have to really watch his tackling now on that yellow card.
Terran Campbell has had a couple crosses go wayward so far, trying to get another one in there. Kai Green will shield it off of Campbell, and it's been a good battle between the Whitecaps' two left winger and Kai Green, the right back. Bustos to Thomas Gardner and away to AJ Kastner. Joe Holland trying to find AJ Kastner, and David Norman steps in front of AJ Kastner, and Norman bundled over this time again, and the fruits of Norman's labor of getting under the skin of the other players works, and he's bundled over for a free kick here for Whitecaps 2, 36 minutes gone, and a fairly good distance here for Marco Bustos if the ball stays where he wants it to go.
Norman's doing well in this central midfield role. He's a very versatile player. I mean, he's still growing as well. I can't believe how much he's kind of shot up over the last year. Went away to college, went down to Oregon State Beavers, and had one term down there, or 1 year down there, and then decided to come back, and he's always wanted to play for the Whitecaps. It's his team. He wants to be in the USL team, and this has been a great season for him to kind of show what he's got. Was involved in the squads as well for the Canadian Championship games.
Bustos, a long free kick. He fell down and squirts free to Declan Wynn.
Bit of a wasted opportunity there for the Whitecaps. Bustos will be a bit disappointed. I'm going to blame the wind.
I was just going to say, I could see what Bustos was trying to do there, try and keep the ball low to the ground, as the wind has prevented good chances for the Whitecaps too. They've had the idea with the long balls, but just hasn't worked so far due to the wind. See how fast it's going. Not too much, just a slow breeze. A little more warmer on the pitch for pre-game. Goes Seiler to David Norman. Back to Seiler. Played it off the foot of Victor Garza, who switched wings here with Escalante. Bustos with a beautiful touch over the head of Joe Holland. David Norman does the same thing, and he tried to do it again, but gave it away. One touch too many for the young midfielder. Joe Holland, a nice tackle from Dominic Zader. Holland to Garza. We're back here to Wharton. Got a shot from outside the box is Todd Wharton. Kai Green to Wharton. Out wide right to Kai Green. He'll play it nicely to Rob Sagel. You heard his name a lot as the Whitecaps had a few chances in the first 10 minutes or so, but he's been quiet ever since. Carducci to Rob Sagel. Bustos just about intercepted it there, and Bustos kind of like a little bulldog in the midfield for Whitecaps too. He'll get it done. He's a smaller guy, but he got lots of muscle on him, and he can shoot it from anywhere outside the 18 and inside the 18. Terran Campbell to Thomas Gardner. Nice turn from Gardner. The only problem with Meyer Bevan looks to be early on is just his service. He hasn't gotten it so far. He's had one chance that he put over the net. I have to think that's something that the Whitecaps could maybe try and do in the second half with Norman on a yellow card. Try and bring him off and put some service in. Meyer Bevan looking to do a Nicholas Mosquito did in the weekend. A little bicycle kick. Dominic Zader. To Cole Seiler. Bundled over there, a free kick for Whitecaps too. It's getting a little bit more aggressive between the two teams.
These are the opportunities that the Whitecaps really want to capitalise on. We've seen it with the first team, how good their set-piece play has been this year. Hope to see the same with Whitecaps too. De Vries and Zater. Zater is a big danger in the box. He scored a number of goals for a centre-back. at the University of Calgary. I think it was 11 goals he had, which was incredible, really.
Norman left-footed ball into the box. It's high, and Zader climbed, but he couldn't get there. And it's 40 minutes gone here from Thunderberg. It's 1-1 so far. Still lots of things to happen in the second half with changes. Rio Grande only have Rio Grande, I should say, only have 4 players in the outfield that can come off the bench. Whitecaps have 6.
Definitely a lot of good attacking options for the Caps on the bench. You've got both the Baudissimo brothers, Gloria Amanda and Thomas Sanner as well. Sanner sits second on the team in goals with 4 so far this season, and he's a big man that definitely only needs a couple of chances and he can put the ball away. Sometimes let down a little bit with his football IQ, but he's a good finisher. And it might be interesting to see Bevan playing with a strike partner as well. We saw a couple of games, and the two of them seem to do well. Big man knocking the ball down, and then Bevan trying to pick up the loose end. So that might be something that Rich Fagan looks at towards the second half. But a pretty decent first half performance from the Whitecaps so far. Toros as well will be happy with theirs. They are looking dangerous, especially on the breaks, and we see another one here.
Victor Garza trying to get past Dominic Zader, left-footed ball in. De Vries had to get there first, drops down for Kyle Murphy, and a shot again. And we have New Zealand. De Vries blocks 3 straight shots. Nice play there from Francis De Vries. Todd Wharton bundled over by Thomas Gardner. A free kick here for Rio Grande.
Francis De Vries picked up with the Whitecaps in this year's MLS Super Draft. He was the second round pick, and I know Carl Robinson is quite high on him. He wants to see a little bit more of him. He likes what he brings. He sometimes looks a little bit unorthodox, a little bit gangly just with his tall style, but he's very vocal out there. Not surprised to see him being made captain now that Sam DeVitt has moved on to FC Cincinnati. When you see the Whitecaps too at training, DeVitt's always been vocal, he's always yelling. Having a good game so far.
Escalante and Holland, the set-piece takers for Rio Grande. Holland standing over this one deep into the box. De Vries, don't think he got a touch in that one. Either way, Taylor Hunter will keep it in for the Toros. To Joe Holland. Over to AJ Castor. Over the top there, and Hunter will get there first ahead of Sean Melvin. Melvin does well to stay in his goal. Hunter off the chest of Seiler. Right back to Taylor Hunter, the loanee from Houston Dynamo for this game. Joe Holland, great move and a shot just over the box. He's looking for Escalante. Either way, it'll be a goal kick for Melvin. This game getting a little cagey, and we're trying to see some history here for Rio Grande. If they get a player sent off, that'll be the Whitecaps' first player sent off against them in a year and 3 months. The last time they had someone sent off against them was a game against Seattle on April 1st last year at McLeod Athletic Park in Langley. That was Zach Mathers from Seattle Sounders FC2. Pull Seiler back to Dominic Zader. Francis De Vries. So Whitecaps too might get the penalty calls, but they've never played a man up in a while. Declan Wynn working on Kai Green, who looks like a pretty good right back for this Rio Grande team.
Definitely been a good battle in this half between Green and Wynn. And the Wind's picked back up again, but the Whitecaps just haven't really used it to their benefit in this half. I would have expected a few more long-range shots to try and test Carducci with this Wind behind them, but we've not seen it so far. Time running out for them to try and take advantage of this.
It's hard because Chung and Campbell have had acres of space on either side, the left and right, but whenever they try to play a long ball from halfway line, it just floats away in the wind, so that's something they have to penetrate here. Byron Bevan, just about a breakaway there from Thomas Gardner. Good idea, though, from the youngster.
The thing with Bevan is he plays right on the shoulders of defenders. He's a guy you're going to see him called offside a lot. We've seen it a couple of times already today. That was a borderline one, but he's that kind of player, and we've seen it with a lot of the top strikers over the years. It's like you play on the shoulder. Sometimes you'll get the call, sometimes you won't, but if you play like that and you get through, you're going to bury your chances, or hopefully you're going to bury your chances.
Declan Wynn will get a throw in here for WFC2. To David Norman. Right to Meyer Bevan. Nice ball from Norman again. Meyer Bevan couldn't settle it down. Now he does. To Taron Campbell. Nice turn from Taron Campbell, beautifully done, and he'll find Thomas Gardner. Back to Taron Campbell, and the ball was just behind him there. Nice bit of movement from Whitecaps too.
Lovely little bit of skill there from Campbell with that turn.
Escalante. The top foul there. Pull back from Thomas Gardner, and it might be a card for him. That's his second foul.
Another foul on Borton, who's back at the referee in his ear.
Seemed like he's been on the ground a lot this first half and fouls from Whitecaps too.
Seems like he's been in the referee's ear a lot so far in this half. It's like every time you look up, he seems to be talking to him about some complaint that he has.
See how much time is added on here in the first half. Escalante. AJ Castor finds Justin Bilia. Victor Garza. To Joe Holland. And Holland nicely move inside. Good ball to Garza, who was breaking forward, and Sean Melvin steps up nicely there.
Escalante had a lot of room on the right-hand side there, but no one looked up to see him.
Mara Bevan just about got there, and Carducci, young goalkeeper, steps up for that one there.
You have to think it's going to be mixed emotions for Carducci coming back, playing against his old team.
There's the first half. Men in orange and black, the Toros took a 1-0 lead in the 19th minute, but equalizing was Mr. Marco Bustos. So 5 or 6 minutes later, and the Whitecaps 2 and the Toros are tied at 1-1 at halftime here from Thunderbird Stadium in an afternoon game, the second of 2 this season. Bustos, a nice finish and a follow-up as well. The old adage, never give up in soccer, and Bustos funneled home for Whitecaps 2. As the teams walk off the field. Could see some changes for Whitecaps 2 at halftime. Maybe David Norman coming off to add some width to the team. Maybe a bit of service from Ive Evan, even a Thomas Sander come on if they want to try and win the game. The Whitecaps 2 and Rio Grande Valley Toros tied 1-1 at halftime.
Join us at BC Place on August the 19th at 7 p.m. Whitecaps host Houston's basketball. Away from one. Bodies arriving in the penalty area. Nerwinski with a cross. And once you go upstairs, the second level is basically split in 2 halves. One is the first team half, and then the other is WFC2 and Academy. So it creates a separation and aspirational motivation to move towards the first team side.
First class, man. First class. They thought of everything. And they put me next to a bunch of these Americans in here, so I might need to change that up. Yo hablo español, so... Oh, I'm next to the goalkeeper. That definitely needs to change.
Come on. No, everything is controlled by this locker right here. So every morning you have to come and tell me what music we want.
So far, it's really nice. The locker room is great. The locker room is really good. Definitely surprised a bit. Definitely surprised. I'm really happy with it.
It's a European style with a lot of technology, and obviously for us, how the club is taking care of the players, giving us the tools to step every day in training with everything we need is fantastic.
Yeah, very nice.
I've never seen anything like it.
No? See, European style. Like open, you can see face to face.
I've never seen anything like it.
So nerve-wracking.
We are privileged to have from Ghana a member of the Vancouver Whitecaps and who will play on the Canadian national team, which is a wonderful thing as a newly minted Canadian citizen. So I want to pay special welcome to Alfonso Davies. Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada.
Really exciting for everybody to see him joining the full men's national team now as a Canadian citizen. So I think we're all very proud of Alfonso. I'm sure his family's very proud.
This was something my parents, they went through, but they didn't make it. So I'm glad that I could do it for them and do it for the family. Coming to Canada is what we were dreaming as a family to get here. Now we're here. That I'm excited that I'm a Canadian citizen.
This citizenship ceremony is now closed.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Attendance numbers have been impressive, fan bases have been strengthened, and the newest club to join the USL has been announced. and press conference, USL President Jake Edwards announced Fresno Football Club is set to join the league for the 2018 season.
It's great to finally be here, representing the league and our Chief Executive Officer, Alec Papadakis, as we welcome another fantastic professional soccer club into our league and a fantastic new community into our USL family. A great pleasure on behalf of Alec Papadakis and the USL family to officially welcome Fresno into the USL for the 2018 season.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'd like to start off by saying that the World Cup is coming next year, and so is Fresno Football Club. Good timing. When people come to a game, I'm hoping to pack this stadium out, that they're going to look forward to it, they're going to get behind the team. It's going to be a great thing for the city of Fresno.
Really need your support to make this work. I think the turnout today's shown that the passion's there. I'm excited about it. Go FFC. Let's go.
Fans can find more information and reserve season tickets at FresnoFC.com. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Well, welcome back to UBC Thunderbird Stadium. It is an afternoon game. It is 1-1 between Whitecaps FC 2 and Rio Grande Valley FC Toros. Kyle Murphy got the goal scoring going for the visitors. And Marco Bustos equalized his 6th goal this season. 4 of them being penalty kicks, but they all count. Some kids in attendance today for the kids camps. And we'll go over the highlights here. David Norman won the ball back there, and it was a good chance for the Whitecaps 2 in tight. Mara Bevan put the second shot just over the bar. That was the Whitecaps 2 first best chance of the half. And later on, Marco Bustos had a good chance, but here's a turnover that led to the goal for the Grand Valley Toros. Kyle Murphy had this shot that Sean Melvin went through his arm and into the back of the net for the 1-0 lead for the visitors. Good ball there from Todd Wharton to Kyle Murphy, the big striker for the Toros. That was the 1-0 lead. And a good celebration there for the men in black and orange. And here Escalante had a good free kick save from Sean Melvin. Got that sweet left foot in that delivery. And here's the goal for Caden Chung, a nice delivery low. Mara Bevan got the shot on, good save from Carducci, and Mr. Marco Bustos stepped up. His 6th of the season. Here's another look at it. Good speed from Chung down the wing. And Marco Bustos put it home for the Whitecaps 2 to equalize 1-1. Good celebration from Bustos. And we'll have the second half coming up here in just a few minutes. First half stats for you. 5 shots for the Toros, 2 on target, 7 for Whitecaps FC 2, 3 on target. 51.8 possession for the Toros. 2 corners as well for the Toros, none for the Caps, and 1 red card that went to Mr. David Norman Jr., who had a good first half all over the place for the Whitecaps FC 2, the home team today in the afternoon game. The last one of the season, so if you're hoping to skip work and come out for a game, there are no more afternoon games, so you can come to any other regular WFC2 game here at Thunderbird or at McLeod Athletic Park.
Learn the Whitecaps way.
Whitecaps FC camps are the only soccer camps that you can train with our coaching staff. Get kitted up.
And take your shot at getting scouted.
Come on out to our next camp.
Meet a player.
Hope to see you there.
Stadium. It is a 1-1 draw so far between Whitecaps 2 and Rio Grande Valley FC Toros. Bring in Michael McCall back for the second half action here from Thunderbird Stadium.
Yeah, both teams are going to be happy with their first half performances. Goals for both sides. You're looking to really try and take advantage of the win for the Toros in this half. The Whitecaps weren't really able to do it too much. Toros relying more on the quick counter. You have to feel that might be the tactic that the Whitecaps go for in this second half. No changes to the Whitecaps in this half. David Norman just having to watch being on a yellow card.
That'd be the only real concern for WFC2 after one half done, is that Norman was on the yellow. The defending was good except for the goal, as it was a turnover for Bustos that led to the Toros opening goal, but Bustos did well to score that goal, his 6th of the season, as you mentioned. He has got 4 penalty kick goals, but as I mentioned in halftime highlights, they all count towards the scoring sheet. AJ Castro will deliver on a right-footed free kick for the Toros. High ball in. Sejo was looking for that one, and Zador got his head to it for WFT2. Escalante. Left footed ball in to Kai Green, away to Karen Campbell, and then to Thomas Gardner, deflected to Cole Seiler. Meyer Bevan couldn't get there ahead of Sejo. And playing AJ Kastner. Kastner to Justin Bilia. Got a sweet left foot to left back. And Thomas Gardner deflects that one out of play.
And you saw from the ball that Seiler tried to play forward there. It's maybe going to take the Whitecaps a couple of minutes to get used to having this wind against them and just trying to weight their balls.
Soccer's all about adjusting to the elements, and I'm sure many Vancouver kids who play soccer know that this has been a rough winter here, and it's nice to see the sun poking out through the clouds here in Vancouver for a nice afternoon for soccer.
Although it certainly is not feeling nice in the stands. It's very cold in the stands always at Thunderbirds. Strangely enough, it can be so hot down at pitch level as it is today, but then in the stands the wind and the shade just picks up, and it's like you're in 2 different kind of climates.
Justin Bilia. Yeah, different name in the back of his jersey there. Joe Holland will play in the free kick against the wind here. Right-footed ball in high in the air, and looking for it there was Taylor Hunter, and Sean Melvin with a goal kick early on in the second half here. 1-1 so far between men in black and orange, the Toros, and Whitecaps FC2.
And I talked about the Whitecaps having to get used to adjusting to playing against the wind. As you saw from that free kick there as well, the Toros are going to have to get used to playing with the wind. What would have been a normal ball into the box there just caught the wind and went behind the goal with that free kick.
Meyer Bevan, who was a kind of a thorn in the Toros' side in that first half, got a lot of looks at goal, and good balls forward by Thomas Gardner and Marco Bustos to try and break him for a chance, but just, again, they wouldn't carry the ball just a bit too far. Hopefully that'll work in their favor this half as they're going against the wind. Todd Warden plays it nicely to AJ Kastner. We switch wings here again. Wide here for Escalante. Looking in on Taryn Campbell. Nicely done by Campbell, and that'll be David Norman. Norman bundled over by Kai Green, and be a free kick here for WFC2. Speaking of David Norman, you see in your screen there, he will be suspended for Whitecaps 2 next game. It's an away game next weekend. Thomas Gardner will find Dominic Zador. Zador to Gardner, back to Zador. Lots of friends and family in attendance tonight. They have a blow of his face in the stands. As Thomas Gardner plays it through to Meyer Bevan. Bevan's going to try and get there, and it's out of play. Cole Seiler to Thomas Gardner and to Marco Bustos. Here's Francis DeVries. Declan Wynn to Taryn Campbell. Campbell to Norman, back over the top for Declan Wynn. Wynn to Bustos. Nice ball from Declan Wynn. And half away by Todd Warden, right to the foot of Thomas Gardner, who's taken out by Joe Holland. Bustos with a nice switch to Cole Seiler. Seiler to Bustos. Back out wide right to Cole Seiler. He'll find Caden Chung. Nice little move on Justin Bilia trying to play it through. Caden Chung will go all the way. Nice ball to Taryn Campbell. Good idea, I should say, from Caden Chung. Nice interception by Kai Green. Cole Seiler breaking down the right wing. High cross into the box, and it just floats over the goal of Marco Carducci. Not a bad idea from Cole Seiler. Be a corner kick for the Whitecaps FC 2. 50 minutes gone. Thunderbird. David Norman will work over here. We'll see if he plays the full second half, as he does have a yellow card. But maybe if he won't play the next game, Mitch Reagan will keep him a bit longer to try and spark this Caps attack. Norman right into the box, and DeVries couldn't climb up there. Played away by AJ Katzner.
Norman's corner kick delivery has been excellent this season.
Escalante off the foot of Bustos. Step over, Escalante trying to play it forward, and Declan Wynn will kick it off the fence twice to make sure he saves some time for this Whitecaps team to get back.
Clever play by Wynn there. First one he was like, oh, it's not going where I want it, but quickly taken throw in here by the Toros.
Bilia to Victor Garza. Garza right for the ball, and it's low and headed away by Dominic Zator. Kai Green. AJ Castro plays catch with Todd Warden, and Warden will play that one back to Kastner. Kastner has Garza to his left, he'll find him. Seiler closing down quickly, but he'll feed Bilia. Bilia low cross, and Murphy was in the vicinity. It's a goal kick for Sean Melvin, who will for sure want to speed up this attack for Whitecaps 2. They're trying to get the goal scoring back in form. The player like Kyle Gregg no longer with the team. Zator will play towards halfway to Marco Bustos. Off the head of Victor Garza, there's Justin Bilia. Bilia, nice heel flick at Cole Seiler and be out of play.
Oh, nice hustle there from Bevan to set it up, getting the ball back from Gardner.
To Bevan, back in front, and he scores! Beautiful give and goal between Thomas Gardner and Meyer Bevan. And the Whitecaps FC 2 take a 2-1 lead in the 53rd minute here from Thunderbird.
And that all came about because of the excellent hustle there from Bevan to set the move up, played the ball outside to Gardner, neatly played back inside, and a cool finish from Bevan past Carducci, giving the Caps the 2-1 lead.
Bevan's second in 3 games, and a beautiful give and go from Bevan and Thomas Gardner. Gardner was looking for Bevan that first half. The wind blew it away, but this one was a perfect ball right to the foot of Meyer Bevan, and he converts to give WFC 2 a 2-1 lead. Come from behind as well, not to mention. And the Whitecaps 2 take a 2-1 lead here. 53 minutes a pass here at Thunderbird Stadium in a matinee game.
Bevan's second goal of the season, back-to-back home games now. He's found the score sheet. He's brought in to score goals. That's what he's doing so far. I thought he'd initially set it up with a pass out to Gardner, but from the replay there you can see he just dispossessed Wharton by pushing him over, and then the ball broke to Gardner. Nice little ball back inside, and what a finish from Bevan.
Wharton now wide left to Victor Garza. Garza right for the ball in, and it's down there, and just wide from Kyle Murphy. It'll be a goal kick for Melvin. Took the far linesman there a minute to think about it. Melvin will play it short to Francis DeVries. DeVries to Declan Wynn. Nice touch to Meyer Bevan. And Bevan tried to find a man out wide left. That was Taryn Campbell, who again had some space. Here's Victor Garza. Garza with a nice touch out wide right here. Back to Victor Garza. Garza bundled over by Cole Seiler, but it's back for Declan Wynn. Wynn tried to play it forward to Meyer Bevan. He had to wait for it. And Marco Bustos will just watch that ball from Wharton go over his head to Justin Bilia, who has been pretty good in his Rio Grande debut. For a guy that was only announced on Twitter a couple hours before the game. Header over the top from Murphy, looking to flick over Sean Melvin as another gust of wind blows through Thunderbird.
Yeah, Bilyu's had a good debut for the Toros so far. Been really impressed as well with Green out in the right back position. He's just about to take the throw in here, and he's had a really good game. And as we said in the first half, the battle between him and Wynn has been a really enjoyable one to watch. Two very fast, talented guys, and they seem to have the markings of each other, but he's been a key aspect, setting the throw up here for the Toros.
Here's Victor Garza to AJ Kastner. Cuts it back there, and again, nice ball to Kai Green. Green gets to it, plays it in, and Joe Holland was taken out by Cole Seiler, and that'll be a penalty. The right back, Seiler, had to move in for that one on Joe Holland, and didn't do the smartest thing by hitting his shoulder into the neck area of Joe Holland, but either way, it's a penalty kick for the Toros. They're going to try and equalize here. Frustrating for the Caps is they came back from behind to score a goal, and then they concede that penalty kick.
I mean, you see the ball coming in there. Seiler goes up, his arm goes into Holland there, and the referee was a little bit slow to give it at first. I wasn't sure that he was. Had a little bit of time to think about it, pointed to the spot, and now the Toros have a chance to tie things up at 2 apiece.
So it'll be AJ Kastner for the visiting Toros in the 56th minute here from Thunderbird to try and tie it up. Kastner steps up, right-footed shot, and he scores. And it's a 2-2 draw so far here from Thunderbird Stadium. A nice finish from AJ Kastner after Cole Seiler committed the foul that led to the penalty kick, and there it is for AJ Kastner. Scores for the Toros.
Sending Melvin the wrong way, just watch the kick here.
So Robert Kastner converts for the Toros.
Two teams that haven't been known for their goal scoring so far this season, and I don't think anyone would have pegged this as being a 4-goal game. Although they've not been on sort of they've been like winless for the last couple of games, they haven't been shipping the goals, either teams either. So a little bit of a surprise that it's 2-2, and you definitely feel there's more goals in this game yet.
It's Robert Kastner, not AJ, who scored that goal. Garza went down, referee has none of it. Caden Chung turned it over to Garza, and Robert Kastner can get there first off the shoulder of David Norman.
The game's going end to end. It's hard to really have either of these teams as a favourite to go on and win it now. Both definitely capable of doing it. Both have very dangerous players and interesting options on the Whitecaps bench as well. Not sure we'll see any substitutions for the next little while. There's not anyone warming up for the Whitecaps just now.
Dominic Zator will take the free kick for Whitecaps 2, far out wide left. Taron Campbell gets there first. Gave it away to Escalante, settled down for David Norman, off the head of Norman to Gardner, and Francis DeVries will play long downfield. So Rio Grande took the lead, and then the Whitecaps brought it back to 2-1 in the 57th minute from, I should say 53rd minute from Meyer Bevan. Then Robert Kastner equalized in the 57th minute on a penalty kick for the Toros. Here's Warden to Justin Billia. Cole Seiler to Caden Chung. Nice step away there from Justin Billia, infield to David Norman. Big midfielder to Dominic Zator. Plays it up, and Meyer Bevan pushed over there. No call as Bevan was called up from referee. Taylor Hunter will find Justin Billia. Garza will not win the throw for the Toros, as it went off him, or Billia, for a Whitecaps 2 throw. Cole Seiler will be angry to convert a penalty after the Whitecaps did so well to come back and take the lead, but Meyer Bevan will also be disappointed after getting his second of the season in 3 games. He'd like to come back and maybe score another here for Whitecaps 2.
It was just a way to say that it was important that the Whitecaps actually settled and had a couple of minutes, 5-10 minute spell of composure, and then they just give the goal up right away, which is going to be really disappointing to Rich Fagan on the bench. Fagan on the bench on his own today, his assistant Steve Medley in the stands here with us after being sent off in the game at the weekend after the Whitecaps didn't get a penalty call when Marco Bustos went down in the box. Medley not the happiest with that and was sent from the stand down at Orange County.
That's a 1-0 loss on Saturday. Whitecaps 2. Norman off his head. Go ahead.
That was a game that the Whitecaps, they dominated. They really, really should have got something from that. They had their chances, and it's been the story of their season so far, and we're seeing it today. They have had the better of the play. They've had the better of the chances as well. They've got 2 goals to show for it, but they've given 2 goals up against a Rio Grande team that hasn't had a lot of chances themselves. They've been clinical when it's mattered, obviously won from the spot. And the Whitecaps are going to feel that they can get themselves back in this. They just need to settle themselves, calm down a little bit, move the ball about and get back to what they were doing in the first half, which is using their wings, getting the fullbacks up and then trying to get the attackers involved. And Campbell away here now.
Karen Campbell pulled away from his man. Big touch from Campbell, plays it low to Caden Chung and he scores. Beautiful patience from Karen Campbell. The Caden Chung scores for WFC2 in the 61st minute. And we have a 3-2 lead for the Whitecaps too.
That was a goal made in their residency. These guys have played with each other since they were 12, 11 years old. And you can see what it meant to both of them there. Great play by Chung to set that up. Campbell breaking on the left here, looking up, finding Chung in the middle, completely unmarked. Toros are going to really be asking what happened there with their defending. Chung just allowed to ghost in at the back post and bury from about 7 yards out. You saw what it means there to both the guys. So happy. Caden Chung there, first goal of the season for him.
So Chung's first. Campbell, who didn't have the best first 20 minutes, had a better 25 minutes in the half, but did a very good start to this half and a beautiful ball to Caden Chung. He knew that Chung was making the run, but he just had to elude the last defender, which is Taylor Hunter, and he fed it right to Chung, who would have scored that one in his sleep, and it's a 3-2 lead for WFC2, and we have ourselves a game here at Thunderbird. Victor Garza steps inside, Cole Seiler. Nice touch away there from Kyle Murphy, the big striker, but Joe Holland wins it back for the Toros. Holland to Billia. Left-footed ball high into the air, and Declan Wynn will try and watch this one go. Good job from Escalante to shield him off, and Escalante bundled over. I think he grabbed the ball before he was taken down. Either way, it's a free kick for the Toros.
And as we saw with the goal earlier in the half, I'll say this now before this free kick gets taken, the Whitecaps have to settle. They have to hold on to this lead for a good 5-10 minute spell. It's been such a strange game. 5 goals from 2 teams that have not been scoring a lot of goals this season.
You have to think it was in the cards with the wind blowing and the fans and the noise and the excitement this game starting. Escalante will deliver the left-footed free kick. It's a good one. Climbing up there was Billia just behind him. And Bustos shield off his man beautifully, and the Whitecaps have a break.
Really quick break here.
2-on-1. It's Wynn and Bustos. Bustos gives it to Wynn, and he waited too long as Wynn was bundled over. And it'll be a corner kick for the Whitecaps too, as I think Bustos knows he waited a minute or maybe even 2 seconds too long and fed it to Wynn, who had to shoot it right into the defender's legs. He made a nice tackle, but again, Bustos just waited a millisecond too late, and that chance went awry. That could have put the game away for Whitecaps too.
I mean, that's such a disappointing break for the Whitecaps. I mean, the ball should have been played a good 2-3 seconds before it was. Great last-ditch saving tackle by Green there.
Norman with the left-footed delivery. It's a sweet one right to Francis DeVries, who gets his head on it, and it's just wide of the goal. Declan Wynn, 1 goal on this season, just about got another there. He came into the game leading the Whitecaps 2 and crosses with 48. As this Nooner game here, 3-2. Caden Chung, nice tune there. Trying to get it back for the Whitecaps 2. David Norman steps inside. Nice play there from Norman. And the ball to Campbell is just a bit behind him. Speaking of the amount of people here today, the attendance for this afternoon game, lots of kids in attendance. The grand total is 1,123 people in for today's game. A good turnout here at Thunderbird. Big crowd on hand for Whitecaps 2 team that definitely had the on-field product this season. Played very well at home. Joe Holland. Caden Chung to David Norman, then to Marco Bustos. Bustos to Caden Chung. Chung to Cole Seiler, who conceded the free kick for Whitecaps 2, but has had a better 5 or 10 minutes or so. Trying to find Meyer Bevan, who looks a little worse for wear there after his long battle with Hunter and Rob Sagel of the Toros. Bustos. Nice play from Marco Bustos. And Hunter taken down by Cole Seiler. as Bevan had some choice words to referee Juan Marquez. Joe Holland. Wide right there to Jose Escalante, who's moved in from the original defensive midfield role he started in. And a wide left here for Victor Garza. Garza low cross. And Caden Chung will bring it forward for Whitecaps too. Trying to feed Myra Bevan. TJ Castor scored the second goal for the Toros, and then big goal from Caden Chung. Referee Marquez letting a lot go here as Bustos with a lovely ball to Myra Bevan. Bevan take the first touch. Bevan cross to Carlucci.
Another disappointing opportunity falls down to the Whitecaps there. Bevan had no one up in support, not really a lot he could do there. And the Caps need to get some guys forward on these breaks.
Good switch here to Victor Garza. Settles it down. Justin Billy made a nice run on this left-hand channel. Didn't find him there. TJ Castor. Or Robert Castor as he goes by as well. Joe Holland. Escalante moves in with a shot. Melvin made a good save. He's gone all the way.
Melvin's not had a lot to do today. He picked the ball out of the back of the net twice, but it's been mostly the Whitecaps that's made the running and had the better chances. They've had a number of chances since they've gone 3-2 up to try and kill this game off. You hope that this doesn't come back to cost them. They really could do, I feel, we're getting another safety goal, and they're getting the chances to do it. Substitutes warming up now, so you have to feel that within maybe the next 5 minutes or so, we might start to see some fresh faces coming into the Whitecaps team.
It doesn't help also that the two goals for the Toros were off turnovers. One, Seiler took down his man for a penalty kick, and then as well, Marco Bustos turned it over for the Toros' first goal scored by Kyle Murphy. Marco Bustos, nice turn there. Myra Bevan breaking ahead. Bustos pushed over, no call. And quickly the Toros will play it ahead. Victor Garza. He's got Escalante wide right. Nice ball by Garza. Escalante with a missed touch there as the ball was bouncing on the turf, and Sean Melvin will step up for WFC2.
There's an interesting sort of change of formation for the Whitecaps as well. We've seen Bustos now more playing his traditional number 10 role. David Norman's dropped back deep in front of the defence.
Sean Melvin will find Thomas Gardner and David Norman, similar hair. It's hard to tell them apart, but both very good players from the residency. Myra Bevan gets the ball down the left wing. He can play both channels and the middle. Nice move from Myra Bevan. Bevan left footed ball in, and Chung was going to get up there if the ball scored 3-2 on, but it didn't find its way to him. And Thomas Gardner bows with Joe Holland. Picked very high in this last year's draft. Houston Dynamo very high on him, but needs more seasoning before he moves up to the MLS. Warden to Kai Green, he'll find Escalante. But a lovely left-footed ball, you see right there, right to Kyle Murphy. Murphy had to settle down, and he tries a Hail Mary attempt just over the goal. And Melvin will want to play it away quickly for Whitecaps FC2. It's either got to be slowed down or sped up for Whitecaps 2, as they want to play too slow that the Toros come at them, but they want to play too fast as well, that they give away a chance and let the Toros score a goal.
Yeah, some of the Whitecaps players taking water on at the side here. It is very hot down at pitch level. It was meant to get up to, I think, a high of 28 by the time that the second half hit. Not sure if we're getting up to those levels yet, but players will start to tire a little bit, which is why you have to feel that some substitutions are going to be coming, but this pace will suit the Whitecaps.
Caden Chung played it through, but Declan Wynn will get there first. Carducci throws it to Kai Green.
And Bevan's done so much running today as well. You have to wonder if he might be one of the guys that they maybe look to take off. He's put in a hell of a shift so far today. All over the field, in the middle of the pitch, left and right wings as well.
About 20 minutes to go here from Thunderbird Stadium. Robert Castor Trying to elude David Norman. Nice ball out wide right. Joe Holland to Kai Green. Green with the right-footed ball in. And interesting that neither side has made a change with Rio Grande playing a game on Saturday. So a quick turnaround for them here to Vancouver, although it's not a long bus ride. But either way, squad rotation will be needed.
Looks like they are going to have a substitution coming on now. One of the players being called to the bench. Whitecaps had a long trip back as well from Orange County, so both teams tired out of the weekend, but a young Whitecaps team, they should be fit. Heat obviously plays into things as well.
Whitecaps 2, one of the youngest teams in this league. As Meyer Bevan plays out wide left to Taryn Campbell. Campbell has Declan Wynn on the overlap. Kai Green steps up to that one there, and another big gust to win.
Looks as well as Whitecaps are going to get set to make a substitution. It looks like one of the Baldissimo brothers is getting called back. But substitution here coming up for Rio Grande. They're just sending the details to the fourth official. Bustos playing the ball through here.
Chance there for Caden Chung, and it just eluded him. Thomas Gardner with a nice chance. And away by Rob Sajel. Joe Holland.
The wind is so picked up. We're just trying to keep hold of all our notes here.
Fans, stay up to date in the latest USL news. Information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USL Soccer for dates and times. Speaking of USL, it's such a great league for development and to see different players who have been signed on by different teams and brought in to pick up the scoring and get some experience as Taryn Campbell pulled over. And Whitecaps 2 will concede a free kick here.
And a booking for Taryn Campbell there.
Joe Holland, the 10th pick in this last year's Super Draft. Looks set to come out here, and Ruben Luna about to come in for the Toros. Probably wait for this free kick to be over with. So Joe Holland comes out, Ruben Luna comes in. That's the first sub of the game for the Toros, and we'll see if the Whitecaps will do the same here momentarily.
Luna, a dangerous guy for the Toros. He's their joint leading scorer with 3 goals so far. And he's going to be looking to add a spark to this attack as they try and get themselves back into this game.
Escalante again sending out the free kick, and that's it for Thomas Gardner, who had a good game. And one of the Baldissimo brothers about to come in. It will be Matthew, I should say. So, Michael Baldissimo checks in for the Whitecaps FC2 here. 73 minutes gone from Thunderbird, a 3-2 lead. More of a defensive substitution you have to think for Rich Fagan. With the game, the way this game is gone, they need some calming presence here for Whitecaps 2. So Baldissimo is on, and Thomas Gardner is off for Whitecaps 2, their first sub of this match.
Michael Baldissimo, the youngest of the 3 Baldissimo brothers, has come through the Whitecaps residency program. Another tough tackling guy. He's a guy that I like what he brings to the team. He's had an exceptional season for the under-18s in the residency, where he's played most of his minutes this year. Is also still eligible for the under-16s, or he was up until this summer, and was away with them in the USSDA playoffs in Los Angeles a couple of weeks ago.
Baldissimo with a nice header to Meyer Bevan. Bevan settles down to Declan Wynn. Inside steps his man, tried to find Meyer Bevan. He's offside. Referee put the flag up right away as Baldissimo struck it on goal. Baldissimo, more defensive than Gardner. Whitecaps 2 had somewhat of a 2 central attacking midfielder role with Gardner, who can play center mid and attacking midfield, as well as Bustos, who's a more attacking player than a defensive one, but he's done very well defensively. As you see him there getting on his horse to try and take down Todd Wharton. Robert Kastner with a turn on Cole Seiler. Nice back here to Justin Billy of it. Michael Baldissimo plays it ahead to Meyer Bevan, and Bevan will have to that one drop for Taylor Hunter.
Ball held up nicely there for him. I thought Bevan was going to get on the end of that.
Rob Sagel. Over the top there for Jose Escalante. Escalante keeps the ball in beautifully there for the Toros. Plays it all the way back to Wharton. And drops down right there for Ruben Luna on the turn, and a nice clearance away by Dominic Zator. Wharton again strikes it, blocked by Zator. And no foul there from Norman, who took down his man, and Michael Baldissimo will try and find Meyer Bevan. Right back to the chest of Norman, I should say, who has some words for Todd Wharton.
Not sure that was the friendliest of
Pull-ups
pickups
there,
there
yeah.
from him. A little bit of a tug at the end. There's definitely been a good battle between Norman and Wharton all afternoon.
It has. Those two have gone after it, and some tackles flying in from either side.
And you've just seen the replay here. He puts a nice friendly hand out, but a little bit of a tug at the end.
Yeah. Karen Campbell
Norman
gets
just
the ball.
smiling.
Campbell and Bustos working on it there, and here's Declan Wynn. Whitecaps trying to cook up something here, maybe an extra goal, or keep the Toros out of their own half is basically the adage here. Is Toros led the half in possession in the first half of 51.8%. Here's Meyer Bevan. Bevan with a nice turn. Declan Wynn. Wynn with a cross. Bustos was sitting there on the top of the box, just hopefully that ball dropped to him. It didn't, as Zator will settle it down on halfway here. David Norman pulls some strings in midfield. Nice ball to pull Seiler. Seiler with a good first touch. Low ball into the box. Fell down, and Seiler almost got there ahead of Taylor Hunter. Caden Chung, and Billia plays it away for the Toros. Billia, we mentioned, had a good debut today. Taylor Hunter also loaned out by Houston Dynamo for this game, although call-ups for, or send-downs, I should say, for the Dynamo have played very well this afternoon. Escalante has that sweet left foot. He'll be a prospect to watch in the future for the Dynamo. But right now, the way the Dynamo are playing, they have a very good team working for them. A lot of international players they've signed and brought in. They come to BC Place August 19th. Can you watch that game? Robert Kastner. Put forward by Billia to Kyle Murphy. Murphy lays it off, and here's Robert Kastner. Whitecaps giving up possession, and then they just sit back now as Bevan is parked in between the two central defenders looking for a long ball. Bustos gets it, foul down there by Todd Wharton, the captain, who doesn't take every tackle lightly. It seems every tackle he gives to the Whitecaps too is a bundle tackle as he takes down Marco Bustos.
This is going to suit the Whitecaps though just now. I mean, the game's a bit stop-start with all the fouls. It's what the Whitecaps are needing, kind of break it up a bit.
Meyer Bevan. Bevan looking for somebody. Bustos couldn't get it there, and Bevan was looking for it. A little bit of frustration shown now from the men in blue and white. Seems like every ball needs to be played a little bit quicker to get out of your own half.
They're going to have to watch as well. Kastner and acres of space out here on the left if they look up and find him.
Garza. Nice layoff there to Garza, and then again to Kyle Murphy. Murphy took down his man Zator. And Phil Seiler will play it slowly there to Francis DeVries. This is the way the Whitecaps want to play. They just need players to show for them. As nice ball over top from DeVries, looking for his fellow countryman, New Zealand Bevan. And nice defensive play by Taylor Hunter. Ball play over the top. There's a shot from Luna. Pulled wide of the goal. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
That was a really nice ball over the top there. It kind of caught the Whitecaps defence a little bit all at sea, but they managed to get back in time. Shot off target. Melvin trying to slow the game down a little bit now. Just over 10 minutes to go. Whitecaps really have to hold on to this one. Looking for their first win since June the 4th when they had a 1-0 win down in Portland. Would end an 8-game winless streak for the Whitecaps and close them to within 1 point of the Toros as well. So big game here. The Whitecaps are going to get back in the playoff places and make a return to the postseason. They really have to start stringing a run of wins together now, starting today, and especially get something out of these home games.
That game in Portland was similar to this one, very cagey, back and forth, although this one is higher scoring, that 1-0 game, and Bustos scored a penalty kick, but very cagey game in Portland back in June 4th. Here's Garza. A wide left here for Robert Castor. Get a right foot touch, a nice little move on Caden Chung. Chung out wide over the top for Escalante. And Escalante, I think, referee has his flag up there. It was a bit of a late run from Escalante. It looked good to me from that distance, but it was always going to be difficult for him to keep that one in and try and make something happen from the position where he was in the field.
Yeah, a little bit surprised to see the flag go up there. It didn't look offside to me. Whitecaps will gladly take that, though. Another chance to kind of kill some time, slow the game down a little bit.
Sean Melvin will be happy to take his sweet time here. Melvin upfield to Taryn Campbell. Campbell, nice header down to Meyer Bevan. Bevan's put in an excellent shift, as we talked about before. A player we highlighted before the match is a second goal for Whitecaps FC 2. Taryn Campbell. David Norman couldn't find Campbell again, who fell down, and Whitecaps 2 don't have anybody near the bench right now to put into the game. I'm sure Rich Fagan will be happy with the team he has out there right now. They've worked very hard, and Norman fouls his man. He needs to be careful here. Pardon me, he's on a yellow card already. He's suspended for the next game for the Whitecaps 2.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Will Seymour coming in towards the end here, possibly for Norman, just to kind of shore up the defensive side out of the Whitecaps 2 team here.
Be a free kick here for Victor Garza. There's a nice ball in, headed away by David Norman, and it's right there for Taryn Campbell. Campbell looking to spring Marco Bustos, and it's a great ball from Meyer Bevan. Or Taryn Campbell with the delivery, pardon me. Meyer Bevan was sitting deeper on this right-hand side.
Nice defensive play there by Wharton, keeping Bustos off the ball. Ball just didn't come down quick enough for him, but Wharton did well to keep the danger away from the Toros goal.
David Norman picks up the ball. Meyer Bevan. He's put inside from Bevan, and again a crunching tackle as Sejo went down. It'll be a free kick for the Toros, as Bevan will again talk to the referee. He's done that a lot today.
Bevan not happy with that decision at all. I mean, it was a tough challenge and didn't really look like a foul to me. We're going to see a replay of it here.
I think Bevan just caught the foot of the defender.
I mean, he hit the ball and the ball went into the defender's foot. It wasn't even a tackle. When you're catching the ball first, that's just a baffling decision. But at the same time, it slows the game down again for the Whitecaps, so it's not a bad decision in that sense.
83 minutes gone, the Whitecaps 2 holding on to a very tight 3-2 lead here.
And once again, the Whitecaps leaving a lot of room to a player right here on the left side, Kyle Murphy, and that's who they're trying to find. But Saller intercepts well.
There was for Justin Billiot. And Sean Melvin will be happy to pick it up and play to Dominic Zator. He's had a very good game so far. I say so far with saying that there's about 5 minutes to go here from Thunderbird, and many things can happen, as you saw the quick goals earlier on in this half. Escalante. Victor Garza wide to Kai Green. Taryn Campbell, workhorse in that left wing. He's done very well today. And Taylor Hunter.
Still feel there's another goal left in this game.
I think we just had a dog bark there. Fortunately, it's not dog barking the bird today. Had that earlier on in the season. So Dominic Zator will get the free kick. Robert Castor keeping a close eye on that. There is lots of space on this side for Robert Castor, but the delivery for the Toros today just hasn't been as good as they would have liked it to be. Caden Chung to Michael Baldissimo. Chung to Bustos. Nice turn to Baldissimo again. To Caden Chung. Chung out wide left to Declan Wynn. Wynn slowly gets there, and he'll finally catch up to it against Kai Green. Great ball to Caden Chung. Chung works on his man to Declan Wynn. Wynn working in there, tried to play it across to Taryn Campbell. And that one will be kept in by Wynn. Nicely done there by the New Zealand international. Declan Wynn, the only player in this Whitecaps 2 team with professional caps for New Zealand or any national team. Caden Chung giving away to Rob Sagel. Looks like we'll have a Whitecaps sub coming up here in a few minutes after this chance for the Toros. This is Kyle Murphy. Todd Wharton. Ruben Luna. Nice job there. Played out wide left by Escalante to Dominic Zator. Caden Chung. Marco Bustos. Meyer Bevan trying to make another run. Bustos with a step back and he'll play it to Declan Wynn. Wynn to Taron Campbell. Campbell off his knee. Nicely done again there. Taron Campbell to Cole Seiler. Seiler plays a right-footed ball in, headed away. And David Norman will have to play it to Taron Campbell again. Campbell using his body to his advantage here. Nice ball to Meyer Bevan, but he's offside, and it looks like the Whitecaps 2 will finally make a change.
And it's Marco Bustos going off here for Gloria Amanda.
Bustos scored in the 23rd minute for the Caps, the equalize. As I think Spike had such a good game and fun that he broke his drum, so it's good that he brought the noise tonight, this afternoon I should say.
And a substitution here for Rio Grande as well. Robert Sagel coming off. Just waiting to see who's coming on for them.
Gloria Amanda coming in for Marco Bustos. As Whitecaps 2 holding on to a tight lead here, 3-2. Bustos out, Gloria Amanda in. So Sagel off, and it's Garcia in for the Rio Grande Valley Toros. That's Emilio Garcia, maybe trying to add some creative attack to this Toros team.
Amanda coming in as well is going to add something a little bit different to this Whitecaps attack in the closing minutes. He's had a fantastic first season in the USL. Stand out with the residency for a number of years. Another fantastic product from Edmonton. I don't know what it is in the water in Edmonton, the number of top players that they've produced for the Whitecaps in the last couple of years. But I mean, Amanda, great season so far. 2 goals in the year, 1 assist. He's played in 16 games, starting 7 of them. This is his 17th appearance. And he hasn't looked out of place at this level at all. He's a confident guy. He's a known goal scorer, and I'm not going to have a lot of time to see this, but him and Bevan together up front should be a very exciting partnership. And talking of Bevan, he's getting in a little bit of a tussle with the defender here for the Toros. He likes to put himself about. He's not afraid to do that at all.
Michael Baldissimo. Gloria Amanda with a nice turn. He's drawing a lot of comparisons to Davies. They're both different players, but Gloria Amanda also 18. And Whitecaps 2 will make the final change. Will Seymour coming in, and David Norman coming out on that yellow card to be suspended for the next match.
I expected Seymour to come on. I talked about that a few minutes ago. I thought he would have come on a little bit before now, to be honest, to just kind of shore up the defence and make sure that Norman didn't get a second yellow. But for me, David Norman, one of the men of the match today for the Whitecaps for sure. I think you have to look at him or Meyer Bevan as being the 2 men that's made the Whitecaps tick today. Really put himself about well in the middle, and a great showing. It's going to be a loss missing him the next match for yellow card accumulation.
So very good game for David Norman as he comes out for Will Seymour here in the 88th minute.
So Norman is going to miss that next game, which is away to Sacramento.
As it'll be next weekend for Whitecaps FC 2, or this weekend I should say.
First of 4 away games on the trot for Whitecaps 2.
Escalante, taken down by Cole Seiler, and it's a penalty kick. Seiler, second penalty kick giveaway of the match, and Escalante down in some pain, and that was a crunching tackle from Cole Seiler. And yellow card for, can't tell if it's either Zator or Cole Seiler. Either way, it's a penalty kick for the Toros, and they're going to try and equalize here.
Yeah, Zator was the guy that kind of... Salah was with him as he first went in, but it was Zator that went through and totally brought him down the box. No doubt about that. That is certainly a second penalty of the afternoon for Rio Grande. And he's in a lot of pain here. He's not moved around much. Hand went up right away.
His right leg looks like it's the one that they're trying to focus on right now. Seiler came over the top of Escalante, but in the end, Zator was the man that took him out. Dominic Zator will get a yellow card. Third of the game for Whitecaps FC 2. So we'll see who takes the penalty kick. Robert Castor scored the first one here, but he will let it go. And it'll be Ruben Luna, who came into the game earlier on for the Toros, to try and equalize here in the 90th minute. Ruben Luna with a big gust of wind here facing towards him.
Chance for Melvin to be the hero for the afternoon.
Luna way back the 18-yard box with a big run up here for the Toros. 3-2 Caps. Can there be some twist in the storyline here? Luna steps up against Sean Melvin, and he scores, and he just about missed it, but either way, Ruben Luna equalizes for the Toros in the 90th minute, and it's a 3-3 game here from Thunderbird in this afternoon affair. Substitute as well just came in. Leo Ayala came in for Escalante, who could barely get up after that tackle, crunching tackle from Dominic Zator. So it's a 3-3 game now, and a finish on a penalty kick by Ruben Luna. That's the second penalty kick of the game, or I should say second of the game, two both as well for the Toros. As Gloria Manuel will wait to kick off for WFC 2. Unfortunate that they had to concede. Escalante out for, they allow maybe a bit of defensive sub there from Junior Gonzalez. I think you had to wait till the free kick was over. Going here for the Toros late on. Nice finish from Luna on the penalty kick. He's been one of the main guys this season for the Toros, is Ruben Luna, as he does some nice hold-up play there to Victor Garza.
But very disappointing for the Whitecaps. To throw away the game like that, having the lead twice in this second half after going down a goal early, they'll be really disappointed. But there's still time here for a last break, with Amanda breaking here on the left.
Or Amanda working against Kai Green. Amanda left-footed ball in, blocked away for a corner. We'll see how much added time here in the first half. And attendance again of 1,123 here for the last afternoon match of the season for Whitecaps FC 2.
Have to feel this is going to be the last chance for the Whitecaps to try and come away with all 3 points. Baldissimo about to take this corner kick.
Michael Baldissimo taking it. DeVries with a flick on it's down there, and Cole Seiler tried to get on the end of it. Luna a half header away. Turn Campbell with a missed touch. Plays it over the top again, looking for Michael Baldissimo. Cleared away long downfield by Leo Ayala, and it's a break for the Toros. Ruben Luna doesn't necessarily have the pace there as Dominic Zator gets back to it. Luna with a left-footed ball in, and a header down there. Cleared away by Declan Wynn. Michael Baldissimo to Gloria Amanda. The Whitecaps can break here. Amanda through from Ira Bevan, and Carducci has to step up for it. And that's it. Whitecaps 2 concede a late equalizer and a penalty kick, the second of the game for the Toros. Final score is 3-3 between the Toros and Whitecaps FC 2. Good game overall. Both sides had some good chances. And Whitecaps unfortunately concede a late goal as they concede the first goal. They got back to 2-1. Toros equalized, and then Caden Chung got a nice little tap-in goal. As you see the looks on the faces of the players there. Kai Green had a very good shift at right back. And you'll have the highlights coming up here in just a few minutes here as the Whitecaps 2 and the Rio Grande Valley FC Toros tie 3-3 here from Thunderbird Stadium.
I'm Eric.
We're at Granville Island
doing the Evo Selfie Challenge.
Break. Excuse me. Okay. Trying to find the fish. Cool. Yep, this way. There we go. Want to jump in? All right. Next. Cool. This way.
Looking for a big giant, I think, or a few giants.
All right.
Oh, it smells fresh. Right? You sure? I gotta get a picture with the seagull right now, but I gotta find the seagull first.
Timing, I might have him beat, but pictures, he's probably gonna have better quality.
Yeah. Excuse me. Got him.
Back first, or? I don't know, man. Time check. Winner.
Right here. Here we go. Teton.
Well, welcome back to Thunderbird Stadium. It's a 3-3 final here between WFC2 and Rio Grande Valley FC Toros. Fortunate end of the game for Whitecaps 2 as they conceded late on. Final stats here, shots were 13-11 in favor of the Toros. They led in shots on target as well, 6-5. Possession final 51.1% for the Toros. 3 offsides and 3 corners apiece for both of them, and 3 yellow cards for WFC2 as the threes are a factor in the end of match stats. Take a look at the highlights here for WFC2. They concede the first goal. Kyle Murphy, or Bustos turnover in midfield. Kyle Murphy got a nice ball from Todd Wharton, and he finished below Sean Melvin. He's finished there from the striker of Murphy, and the Whitecaps equalizes. Caden Chung bombed forward down that right wing, put it into Meyer Bevan, who nice save there from Marco Carducci, and then following up was Marco Bustos to equalize. And Bustos celebrates there for the Whitecaps FC2. That was a 1-1 goal. And then the second half got a little crazy for both sides. Gardner and Bevan played a nice 1-2. Bevan came in and finished it off for Whitecaps 2 to make it 2-1. And then the Toros equalized on a penalty kick from Robert Kastner. Kastner steps up here after a bad play from Cole Seiler, bundled his man over. Unfortunate then for him to concede, and there Taryn Camel found it to Caden Chung to make it 3-2 to miraculous applause here in front of 1,123 people at Thunderbird. Caden Chung goes his first of the season, second in career as a WFC2 player. Nice ball as well from Taryn Campbell, who broke down that left-hand side. And then Escalante taken down late on in the 90th minute by Dominic Sator. You see how angry he was with himself there after some good play from the Caps. And Ruben Luna, the substitute, stepped up to make it a 3-3 end. The final score here from Thunderbird Stadium. Gideon Hill, Michael McCall had the call for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. The afternoon game, the final, Whitecaps FC 2-3, Rio Grande Valley FC Toros 3. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a pleasant afternoon.
copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.